Hello people, I'm here in the World of Darkness to tell you a little bit about the various clans that inhabit the world. Today we are going to talk about the clan that one could argue lost the most when they were embraced. The ones who can no longer even walk the streets at night without skulking in the shadows. The ones who are relegated to the absolute fringes of not only human but kindred society. They are the Nosferatu, those whose very clan is cursed with a hideousness that cannot be broken, that cannot be changed. Horribly disfigured vampires that often find solace with their clanmates in the deepest, darkest corners that they can find. Openly mocked by some kindred and reviled by others, the Nosferatu keep out of sight. Most consider their living conditions abysmal, but to the Nosferatu, they're fine, because that's where they work best. Out of sight and pushed out of the minds of most vampires, the Nosferatu stick to the shadows and are rewarded with secrets that they can then sell off to others of their kind. The sewer rats, as many call them, have become the go-to information brokers of kindred society. Savvy Nosferatu turn their supernatural stealth and the aversion of others to them into their advantage. But their small blessings are of little consequence considering their fate and unlife. Their hideous forms arguably don't shape them as much as the revulsion they receive from their peers. Some become what they are on the outside, cruel, twisted creatures who have lost all semblance of the humanity that they once had. Others become tragic figures. Despite their treatment, they become integral parts of both the Camarilla and Sabbat, not to mention powerful autarkists that live outside vampiric society. The sewer rat's presence is tolerable, if only for the chance of hearing the whispered plots of an enemy. Obfuscate is the gift that keeps on giving for the clan of vampires. It hides them from the human world and the world of the undead. The actions of their antediluvian Absimiliard have resonated throughout the clan's history, but it is believed that Zilla is to thank for their gift of stealth. Zilla is a second-generation vampire, the one woman who was able to resist Cain. She had captured his heart with her beauty, but despite the father of all kindred's best efforts, he couldn't capture hers. Eventually, he was able to blood bond her. She drank some of his blood and became linked to him for the rest of her years. These years were sadly numbered. Absimiliard, being a proud and skilled hunter, sought to hunt down the most dangerous prey the world had to offer, a vampire. When he confronted the second-generation kindred, he was soundly defeated, but his bravery incensed Zilla to a point that she had never reached before. Her dead heart inflamed with passion, she chased down and embraced her would-be hunter. In the ensuing struggle, she scarred the man's face slightly, something that the future antediluvian would fixate on. As vain as he was sure of his skills at predation, the man fixated on his trivial wound, till the point of obsession. He partook in the slaying of the second generation of vampires, for which he was punished the most of all for slaying Cain's first wife. The father twisted the vain vampire's image, transforming him into a hideous mockery of a human being. A curse that has resonated throughout the generations of kindred that he has sired. Nosferatu come from all walks of life, and after their embrace can choose to accept their fate or cling to their past beauty and curse the privileged and the beautiful into an eternity of disfigurement. In Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, gorgeous Gary saw fit to give a pampered model a gift that she could never get rid of. Amalia became what is called a Cleopatra in Nosferatu society. And Cleopatra is a beautiful person that gains the spite of a Nosferatu. Both the wicked and the kind can be chosen by a jealous Nosferatu and given a storybook curse that many never learn from. Amalia, the Cleopatra of Bloodlines, was not exactly a good person before her embrace, and after it, she's still a horrible person.
Sure, whatever. Because she's a bitch with zero talent, who the world seems to think has taken my place as the hottest supermodel of all time? Could I be any more clear? I don't want to kill her. That's too quick and painless. I want to ruin her name in the business for good. I want to dig up something on her that smells so bad even the tabloids will think twice about printing it. Gary says that everyone has to lay low until this thing with the prince cools down. Until then, I'm stuck here watching the whole world kiss Tawny's big fat ass.
A poster of Tawny's sessions hangs in her room. Amalia has written words pointing out the woman's every flaw. Amalia thinks that she was better. This 2-bit Jacques Penet model can't hold a candle to her. So, she commissions the player to ruin her life.
Did you see the papers? She killed herself. Can you believe it? After the story hit the tabloids, she swallowed half a bottle of Valium and washed it down with a fifth of gin. It couldn't have been more perfect.
Ding dong, the hypothetical witch is dead. Amalia released so much information on the model that she killed herself. Our Cleopatra just cheers. So fixated on her past beauty, Amalia ruined another's. I wonder how much time is going to pass, really, until she finds another model who has unfairly taken the spotlight that used to belong to her. There is one glaring weakness that all Nosferatu have. That is their supernatural disfigurement. The Nosferatu can hide their visage. With enough skill and obfuscate, they can use something known as Mask of 1,000 Faces to make themselves look relatively normal by shaping the perceptions of others. This is, of course, temporary. Some members of the clan have reached out to the flesh-crafting vampires to get some work done, so to say. These changes, no matter how drastic and time-consuming, never last. The Nosferatu will always revert back to their monstrous selves. Rumor has it that the Prothean ability that is called Restore the Mortal Visage can restore a gangrel's physical body to that of their old human selves, useful for diplomacy with humans, but some Nosferatu believed that this could be their way out. It has been attempted by some Nosferatu elders, but all who have attempted this have met a grisly final death. Their clan disciplines are potence, animalism, and of course obfuscate. Potence, as we have covered in a previous video with the Giovanni, enhances physical abilities. Animalism allows a vampire to call upon the beast that resides within them and dominate creatures around them. With enough skill in the discipline, even mystical creatures and humans will bend the kindred's will. Last but not least is obfuscation, which allows kindred to conceal themselves in view. The clan seems to hold very interesting opinions on the Giovanni and the Tzimisce. A quote that describes the mindset of the Giovanni is, quote, "Down in the sewers, we see a lot of shit, but never as much as when a Giovanni heads our way," end quote. The Tzimisce are regarded quite interestingly for turning themselves into monsters. Quote, "I look like this because I have to. These fuckers choose to. That's how nature says, stay away," end quote. I can't blame them for having that opinion. One more thing. Well, two more things depending on who you talk to. The Nosferatu often gather in the sewers to form small communities or even kingdoms under the noses of the Camarilla and Sabbat. Why? For a sense of community and belonging, to trade information, and look out for your kin. That's what most privy to this information believe. But there's another reason. Many Nosferatu believe that Absimiliard is still alive and seeking to atone for his crime against Cain by destroying his own childer. There's even a belief that the Nosferatu network ShrekNet hasn't just been set up to exchange secrets, but look out for the antediluvians, bloodbound agents, the Niktuku. But that's just a crazy conspiracy theory an old vampire told me. All I know is that if an ancient vampire that had been hunting kindred before he had even been embraced was after me, I'd be hiding in the sewers too.